Hey guys, it's Miss Michelle Fixit slash Michelle Fixit, June 10th, 2023. If you guys are wondering about that 2003 Chevy that 2003 Toyota Tundra, I have no idea why my eyes look funny like that. It turns out that there's no dipstick to check the transmission fluid. Because if you look at this handy dandy book here, if you don't know how to use one of these Haynes or Chilton's manuals, here you go. Toyota Tundra and Sequoia 2000 through 2006, all two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive models. The way that you got to troubleshoot your stuff is you go back here. If you can't figure out how to do your stuff, you go to the index. Bam. Let me back you guys out. You go to your index and you're like, hey, I'm looking for transmission stuff. So then you go to transmission. That's your T's. There's no transmission there. And so you go into transmission. Then you need to know if you are, let me zoom you in a little bit. Are you an automatic transmission? No, because you're a rough and tumble kind of guy. You're a manual transmission, otherwise known as a stick shift. So then what you're going to do is you're looking for, even though you're looking for fluid, you have to remember that fluid is a lubricant. So you go to transmission, manual, lubricant, and then you have a change option, or you have a level check, which is right here. So 1-21 means you flip to chapter 1, section 21. And so then what you do is you get on this little fantastic page and you look at the little areas where you have like exhaust and you're like, no, I'm looking for transmission stuff. No, that's not the right one. So you come over here. 17, manual transmission lubricant level check every 7,500 miles or 6 months. And then it says refer to illustration 17.2. So it says number 1, the manual transmission has a filler plug, which is just, okay, yeah, there's filler plugs in transmissions, but then, like, if you're used to automatics, like, I don't know, this chick, you're like, oh, okay. So, has a filler plug, which must be removed to check lubricant level. If the vehicle is raised, I'm sorry I'm moving, it's because Charlie's moving me around. If the vehicle is raised to gain access to the plug, be sure to support it safely on jack stands. Do not, in all caps, crawl under a vehicle which is supported only by a jack. That's a no-brainer there. Be sure the vehicle, and Baby Hulk is like so upset about this. Because he's just like, Mommy's upset. Oh man. No, baby. You and your expensive feet. Be sure. Be sure the level check may be inaccurate. So you want to make sure it's level. Using a wrench, unscrew the fill plug. Baby Hulk's moving me and I'm reading from the phone. Using a wrench, unscrew the fill plug from the transmission, see illustration, and use a finger to reach inside the housing and determine the lubricant level. The level should be at or near the bottom of the plug hole. Number 3, if it isn't, add the recommended lubricant through the plug hole with a pump or squeeze bottle. 4, install and tighten the plug and check for leaks after the first few miles of driving. So, guys, what kind of absurdity is this? 17.2, locations for the manual transmission and fill plug, otherwise known as A. The drain plug, B. Use your finger as a dipstick to check the lubricant level. Guys, this is just about as ridiculous as the transformer, but the transformer actually still has a hole. You just have to buy a little kit and you have to buy a little thermostat checker guy, the laser guy, to see what temperature it's at, and then you got to put it into a graph and stuff. But this one, like back in 03, it's just like, you know what, let's just stick our finger in the transmission and check its fluid levels because we're too crazy to, I don't know, put a dipstick in there. So evidently you have to have a very intimate relationship with this truck in order to service it. And I just can't believe, because I'm like, oh yeah, let's start our routine maintenance on a truck. Let's just pull husband cat's truck that I never play with. And I'm like, wait a second, where's transmission? Nope. Husband's truck that I never play with has to be like Transformer and be a little cuckoo crazy and Charlie Cat stole my sunglasses. And then the other thing that I was going to do, since it's a 4-wheel drive, is check the transfer case lubricant level. And that also needs to be checked every 7,500 miles or 6 months. And evidently this one, let's read this section really quick. You guys are going to get a bonus because I haven't read it yet. Refer to illustration 18.2. Transfer case lubricant level is checked by removing the upper plug located in the back of the case. Use a finger. Oh goodness, this truck is all about getting special things done with this. Use a finger to reach inside the housing and determine the lubricant level. The lubricant level should be just at the bottom of the hole. See illustration. If not, add the appropriate lubricant through the opening. Number 3, install and tighten the plug and check for leaks after the first few miles of driving. So this is section 18.2. So right here, in this picture, typical locations of the transfer case, fill plug, and drain plug B. Use your finger as a dipstick to check the lubricant level. You know what, guys? You're going to think I'm crazy. And you're going to think I don't know anything about trucks and cars. I promise you I do. I literally have done so much with Big Sexy. And the Jeep, not that much with the Jeep, actually. She's been pretty good, and I've been really bad with her. But I literally never mess with my husband's truck. I just don't. Like, that's his truck. And he's not really, he's learning, but like his dad has maintained his truck, and like I do the reds, and it's not red, and it's not like I'm biased because it's the wrong color. It's like I respect people's boundaries so much that like I just don't mess with this truck. And this whole situation may have happened earlier today because husband cat might see this video. Basically, it's Izzy Cat. I'm okay to say this. Basically, husband cat parked his truck in the backyard, which like does this, and then husband cat, and then he said he put his e-brake on and he put it in the second gear. Come here, Izzy. He put it in the second gear and it rolled down. It didn't hit a tree, but it could have hit a tree, and so I was like, you know, we maybe want to check your transmission fluid, and we might want to check to make sure your e-brake is working. He's like, I know my e-brake's not working because I've driven with it on before. And I'm like, what? Oh, I have Izzy Cat on me and she's trying to knock me over. So like, it's nighttime and I was trying to just make a video about how to check it, and clearly I am not equipped to take care of this truck. I called my husband after I did the video with you guys, and I was waiting for my storage to get backed up on the SD card, and I was like, husband cat, can you tell me where your transmission dipstick is, because I can't find it. Mommy, hold on, Izzy. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. And he comes outside, and the first thing he noticed, which, you know, normally he's not that observant with mechanical stuff, he's like, where's the top to my thing? It's missing. My thing is missing its top. He didn't know what it was called. I was like, your power steering top kind of fell off and I lost it. And he just jumps out of the truck. He's like, I know exactly where it is. So he found it. And I was really impressed that he even noticed that, because I was going to start with the transmission fluid. And then I was going to like migrate to, hey, by the way, I kind of dropped this thing because I was trying to multitask. And it turns out, like, he got annoyed and he just laid under his truck because he's like, I don't know where it is. Because he's not normally the one that maintains his truck. His dad is. And like, I guess I'm supposed to be the one to maintain the truck. And like, I don't know. The lights are really messing with you guys. Whatever. Anyways, I don't know if I'm equipped to care for this truck. Because at least the transformer didn't want to have such an intimate relationship with me to check the transmission fluid. And I'm sure there's some guys out there like, what's wrong with this chick? Like, does she even know how to drive a stick? No, I literally have driven this truck to his place of work a couple of times, like literally a couple of times, because I can drive stick. I just hate driving stick. And there's an ex-husband. There are 2 ex-husbands out there that can verify. And there's like one deceased boyfriend and from high school. Izzy. Don't do that. Please respect boundaries. You guys only have 15% battery life. And so Izzy was trying to get rid of you guys. And then we found out that like if you just, the screen, it flips it around. But anyways, there's an ex-boyfriend out there. Man. Not yet. There's an ex-boyfriend out there that had a Geo tracker that I called the Jeep Wannabe, and I drove his Jeep Wannabe a few times. And then there is a late boyfriend. Xena, go! I told you guys, my dogs and my children are always like popping up. He's passed away, but he had a Jeep. He had a Jeep Wrangler, a TJ. I don't know what year it was, but ironically it was the color of like my color stuff. No, not because I pined over him. I just happened to end up with that color. And then I've driven husband Cat's truck, and there was a little S10 I drove like a couple of times begrudgingly. And it might have had like a ridiculous size speaker in it. It had like an 18 boom boom boom. And then there's a 2000 Mercury Cougar that I also drove a couple of times. It had a hydraulic clutch that I actually pushed out of a parking lot because I got dropped off, started the car up after it had something done to it, and I couldn't get it to go in reverse because I didn't know that in this weird little car I have to like lift this thing up to make it go in reverse. So yeah, I am not equipped to take care of husband Cat's Tundra. And I just had to figure it out. So, yeah. I'll give you guys a tutorial on one of, like, the all-American made. I mean, I assume. I mean, Big Sexy's from Canada. But it's close enough, right? Still counts. No, she's, like, literally from Canada. Like, her owner's manual is in French. And she's got rust on her because she's from Canada. I like Canadians. They're very nice. But you guys have, like, rust issues. Anyways, I'm sorry that your video didn't work out well, but if you happen to have a 2003 Toyota Tundra with a V6 manual transmission, I hate to tell you this, but you don't have a dipstick. You have to poke around with your finger in your truck to figure out its level. All right, bye guys. See you next time. Bye.